my people,
that's right,
who are called by my name, will
would humble
themselves and seek my face and pray.
Yeah.
Oh, all that's waiting
is us to respond. And you know the beautiful thing about that, it's the law of central command. In military, if everyone is doing the same thing, unless there's a clear and legible sound on the trumpet, who will prepare for battle? And so it started in 2000 with that Canadian Prayer Assembly, and you see my Ignite shirt, and I have one for you as well, because I felt like over this time, I've talked to a lot of people, they said, what is God doing in the nation? I feel like I think small or medium. I don't know which one you're going to like.
So I hope I can still get into a small. Here's
and I've got one for Jim as well. But you can see the Holy Spirit. You can see Ignite Canada.
And because CanadaInPrayer.com.
That's right.
It's all part.
It's all
of
part
what started.
So many years. In 1997, it actually started. And now we're continuing on with the journey and going across Canada. When I was with the Canadian Prayer Assembly in 2000, I'd gone into Vancouver, and some of the Vancouver pastors prayed for me, and they said, we heard of a prophecy that from mile 0 to 0, there's going to be a great revival, and it's going to be black ice. They saw that it was dangerous ice, but God is going to ignite it, and he's going to bring it across the nation, because no revival has ever gone across Canada. And then someone looked up at me and they said, you know what, brother? I believe you're that black ice. It's Canada, and a man like you are going to do that, and you're going to ignite it. And I've kept that in my spirit, and I've been blowing the shofar all across Canada as I've gone. And it was interesting, as we were starting Ignite Canada here, and more people can get information about what's going on, God has been taking the church from just going this shift from a new wineskin now to a new season. And I lost my shofar, and I was like, where in the world is my shofar? And so I was pastoring, and one of my congregants came in, and they said, you know what, Pastor, I brought something for you. The Lord told me to bring that. And I looked at it, and it's like that Capital One commercial, you know, where this kid is got to ride his bike in between there. He said, what'd you give that to me for? I didn't want that. That's a truck. It's a paper truck. I want the real truck. So I looked at this, because I didn't have a conch shell, and when I go in, I wanted to look real spiritual. So I said, oh, I got my shofar. A nice shofar, but I lost it. But I got this now, and it was on the eve of Ignite Canada. And then I heard the story, and they said when they want in the islands, and I'm not going to tell you which island, for the fishermen to go out fishing, what they do is they blow the conch shell, and it tells them it's time to fish. And it also is at the time when the fish are at the most opportune time.
They're biting.
They're biting. And I said, what? So I blew the shofar, and then I said, let me just get a sound, because they said, why don't you blow this? Hold your ears, Moira.
Get ready.
And I said, what? I blow this conch shell better than I blow my shofar.
It's rich, isn't it?
Did you hear that
now,
sound?
Did that have that hole in it like that?
Well, that's how it came.
They must have because I've got one of these at home. I'm thinking.
Does it sound like that?
Well, I don't know if it has that mouthpiece, though.
No, well, you know what?
They did that for you.
But I really believe right now, it says Revelation 19:10. We're going into cities, and God is deprofessionalizing the church and using nameless, faceless men and women in prepared cities that have prepared hearts for God to ignite. And it's not just one congregation and one church anymore, but it's going to churches in the entire city and the entire region. And I believe that now the healing, like you saw at this conference, this last conference, is happening all over Canada, but it just needs to be ignited, because where there's no prayer, there's no power. Some prayer, some power, much power. So people want to get involved in that, and they believe that their city is prepared for that. And they've been praying and fasting and crying out to God. We're going right across Canada. We went into the Cambridge, Kitchener, Waterloo region and saw some phenomenal things. And we are going to our next city. I'm not going to say exactly which city that is, because we're entertaining a number of cities. But people
You're on the move.
We are on the move.
And we have a page.
Yes.
And I just want to say, you don't have to feel that your city's ready to go.
That's
because
right.
how many good things have started with two people praying?
You got it.
Big things have started.
You got it.
Sometimes just two little women.
You're absolutely right. But God is doing that, and if you'd like, and you believe that your city is at a place, you've got a ministerial team, and you've got intercessors, you've got men and women that just are crying out that they want to see their sons, daughters, granddaughters, and family. This is our number, 1-888-320-8844. You can get more information on our website, www.canadainprayer.com. And this is to invite Ignite Canada to your city. Again, we're not going to impose what God is doing, but to expose what God is doing, because revival waits in the rocks and in the trees. And I believe the harvest is ready right now. And we're going to see, Moira, I believe, the prophetic destiny of this nation, and that's to be a healing to the nations. That's why
Revelation 22,
that's right.
verse 2.
Verse 2, the leaf of that tree shall be a healing to the nations.
We're the only flag with a leaf on it.
That's right.
Right? And what else have you got on your flag?
Well, all the people that signed at that, there were kids at the university that they've been praying and fasting, and also people that have come from, each generation are really engaged in saying, God, we want to see it. And so we're seeing it happen now, so I want to give people the good news.
Bless God and bless you for being obedient to the heavenly vision, because there's a lot of plowing before you see this kind of fruit.
You're right.
A lot of stick-to-itiveness. I want to dedicate this quote to you. The men who build the future are those who know that greater things are yet to come, and that they themselves will help bring them about. Their minds are illuminated by the blazing sun of hope. They never stop to doubt. They haven't time. I think that deserves a blast.
All right.
One more.
And you pray while I'm doing this, and you begin to celebrate, oh, Canada, because the harvest is coming.
That's better than happy birthday any day in my book, Brian Warren. You just keep running through, okay?
Thank you, Moira.
With an update.
Yay.